RGV course, which is one of the French routes. Very simple, very flat, 400 feet of climb over roughly 15 miles. Absolute full gas, leaving everything out on that course. Watch how I got on. Off we go. 15.5 miles RGV Allez course. What time? 8 in the evening UK time. 20 odd riders and pretty flat. You can see top right, there's a graphic there. Top right graphic, there is a minimal climb. It's pretty much flat until then, probably about halfway, and then after that, yeah, there's a few punchy climbs to the finish, but as I said, it's pretty flat this. So I went out hard. Someone's pushing Marquez there. Portuguese is pushing it hard. I wanted to go for 300 watts, and as you know, my sprint is probably about 650 watts, no more than that. So I want to try and break the pack early, put the effort in, hopefully split the pack into 29 riders top right, into 2 15s. That was the aim anyway. So get a little lead there by a second over the chasing group. On the left, you can barely see me. I didn't realise it was getting dark by the time I went on the bike in my little shed. You can barely see me. Trust me, it is me. And if I stayed first all the way, I was prepared to carry the laptop with the camera back into the kitchen, put the light on and prove it was me. So a bit of comedy there. Let's speed it up here. Through the lead in, less than 14 miles to go. It was not too quick, went for a little attack there again, 262 average, 260 average, and then it got into I'd say it's a mid to gentle pace thereafter. I think everyone was preparing for this climb. What's the climb going to be? I think this is 400 feet in total, so perhaps 250 feet. It's not a steep climb, but I think that's where, if anybody, people are going to try and attack. So everyone's just preparing for that, conserving a bit of energy. I'm just on the left there, as you can see, not using controls, so it's automated. Again, I need to get those controls. That's my next purchase. It's actually my birthday soon, 49 on the 5th of August. So cheeky heart monitor and the Zwift controls. And a decent, powerful fan, and that should give me a few places in any race. Nothing of mark to talk about, just done 5 miles, 10 miles to go. As you can see, 2 low 200s on the watts. So, nothing taxing, which shouldn't suit me. I should have perhaps pushed it a bit here, pushed the pack a bit more, give them something to think about. I'm getting better on these little climbs, so I was quite confident I could be staying with the lead pack on the descent of this mid climb. No problem there. Just accelerating through here. As you can see, we're just over. I did unlock level 51 there, and I got some food pack, which I'll have to check out in the Zwift app afterwards. Lots of thumbs up there. I don't know why, because I'm just sat in the pack like everybody else. Here we go, you can see the top graphic, 7.5 miles to go, 3 and a bit percent. Notably, the graphic on the top was behind the actual reality on the road, which was a bit weird, bit of a glitch there on Zwift. Wasn't particularly helpful, because I'm meant to be going down there. I was putting 350 watts up in a downhill. Someone's attacking there at Looney, the Irish rider, and I thought, well, we can easily catch him if we needed to, but yeah, attacking on the climb there. One little punch to go, and then we can probably reel him in on the descent. This is the aqueduct section. I don't know whether you can hear, I've got a little kitten in the background squeaking. This is a post-race commentary, but it wants its food. 4% there, and people were putting it in on 435 watts there for me. That's quite, well, very red in terms of my application. So I'm struggling here, 350. Thank goodness it's at the top of the climb there. The other pack come here, and together we can probably rein those two in. What, 12th out of 29 there, 15th gear, doing 80 odd, 85 RPM. Put the 360, just make sure I'm in the pack there, going through that barrier and using the aero boost. Less than 7 miles, thumbs up from fellow racers, which is always a bit of a confidence booster. Okay, so 8th, 10th position, and the pack start to chase down on this descent. The other two riders, they've obviously got the benefit of a nice draft, bit of an acceleration to 300 plus watts, and we'll soon catch the two riders ahead. 140, 159 feet climb, so it wasn't as much as I thought actually, which meant the bumps you can see towards the end of the top right graphic were a bit punchy and a bit longer than just little bumps in the road. Here we go, staying in that pack, chasing those two riders down. Everything will bunch together. 9 miles completed, 6.5 to go. Averaging 247 watts. My FTP is 255, so almost at threshold. You can see the amount of orange and red I've been putting in already. And yeah, you're wondering who else wants to break at this part of the race. That's one thing with this virtual cycling. You can't feel and hear and see how tired other riders are. And, you know, I think that's psychological. I guess everyone's in the same boat. Here we go. 250 odd just to rein those two riders who went on the attack. There is someone further down the road. I didn't realise that. You can see it starting to stretch here with 6 miles to go. So I just put 423 watts in there. I didn't want to be dropped at this stage with 6 miles to go. That would have been a disaster. Watching half the pack drop me on a flat course would have been a disaster. Thumbs up there, excellent. Here we go, rein these two in. 15th gear here, 444 calories consumed. What have we got here? 153 feet, almost 25 minutes, 26 miles an hour. It was after a hard day's work, this. It was actually 9 o'clock in the evening, hence it's dark on the left, but I am powering and cycling away. Perhaps some viewers will be happy that they can't see me sweating and getting off the bike, and, you know, perhaps that's a good thing. The pack's together here. As you can see, I was 5th there, which, yeah, there's no one in front of this pack here. 5.5 to go. I think everyone's just weighing it up. Just accelerate forwards here. Nothing of note happening here. You got a big group there, so there's no one going to run off. Being so competitive on Zwift with the ZRS, I mean, we're all pretty much similar abilities. You might have some that have just started on Zwift and start themselves in this pack as they can, and they're able to put 4+ watts a kilo out on average, and they'll win the race, and within 2 or 3 they'll be in the category above. But in the main, you've got riders of a very similar ability, albeit a mixture of weights and FTPs and high power and high sprint outputs over 5 seconds. But pretty much on a race like this, you've got a very, very competitive race. It's very enjoyable to do, actually. 2.7 miles to go. Again, just going over a few of the little bumps there. It's like little rolling hills, this is, on this course. Averaging 241. Again, 340 odd watts there. It's dropped here. I was able to just sit in the draft there. 5th. Didn't want to get dropped in case someone made a sprint and started attacking, and they do here. But everyone's still bunched up with, what do we stop in here? 1.2 miles to go. So the front half decide to go, so I have to go with them. As you can see, 15th, and I'm just in the back of the pack there. I should have got to the centre of that pack here. Bit risky, I can't remember that actually. Not sure what I was doing there. 220 out, well, 218 watts. Got myself in there in the pack, knowing there's this climb, 0.9 to go. It's going up the first part of it before there's a little flat section, 3% roughly. Then at the end of this descent, I think there's one more punchy climb. Somebody's gone and attacked there. I'm doing 320 odd watts, so you can see they must be pushing hard there. I was absolutely knackered at this point. My legs caught up with me and I get dropped at that point there. I just didn't have enough to get me over there. They're all using the draft power up. I'd foolishly used mine early on, and I can see them there. Believe me, I want to catch them. 15 miles done nearly, 0.6 miles. I do want to just chase them down there, but I haven't got the legs. Literally, I haven't got the legs. So it looks on screen like, why did you let them go? You've just been dropped. And they're building, what, 3-4 seconds ahead now on the right. I'm in 14th, a couple of seconds ahead of the back. I get a thumbs up, and I don't really deserve that, in all honesty, because I didn't live with them. I finished perhaps 15 seconds behind that front pack of. I did catch someone just before to salvo to finish 13th, average 240 watts, 3.2 watts a kilo. I hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe. Thank you.